guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Today we're jumping back into some more Project Architect. So I hope you guys are ready. So today we are jumping back into the midst of our Draconic evolution adventure. And so far we've made it to where I have a nice little chess piece and so on and so forth. But today is all about this massive power sphere, how we're going to hook it up to our network, and how to set this big boy up. And I should be able to do the largest one today, the tier 8, I believe. So how do we go about getting started with this? Well, Draconic evolution is to set this, basically what we're working on is the energy core. To set up the energy core, first of all, we're going to need, well, an energy core. And we're also going to need some stabilizers. Now, these energy core stabilizers require particle generators, but these are actually kind of just cool in their self. So I kind of want to show off what a particle generator can do. I mean, it's exactly what it says it can do, or it used to. I guess it doesn't have a interface anymore. It used to literally be a particle generator and would literally generate particles, but I guess it's not updated in this version. That's interesting. Oh man, I really wanted to show that. So yeah. So now that we have our particle generator, let's just go ahead and keep going. I was hoping that I'd be able to show that, but it's apparently not a thing. All right. So we are going to convert that into our stabilizers. Stabilizers are kind of expensive. But I want to see, so I have these set out 16 blocks. I want to see if I can't build the stabilizers like on the wall here, like they should be equal size, like to build this particular stabilizer on the wall. I should be able to do this. Well, I kind of want to build it off the wall one, right? Let me see. I want to build it off the wall one. And then I want to do that on all four sides. But the problem is I have had issues the last time I built this, and it was in this newer version. It can't be super far away from the core. Otherwise it won't be detected, which is kind of unfortunate because I really want this to be, you know, right here. I want it to be I want it to be on the wall with this in the center so the beams shoot towards the center. But if I can't, that's okay. We'll end up figuring out some way to make this look like it's attached. So each tier of this core is going to require a different type of stabilizer. And unfortunately, the book is kind of disabled, but at least this is still the same as what existed in the old version of Draconic. So the FTB wiki and everything still works and is supported on this version. So keep that in mind when you're building it. The amount of blocks and everything that you're going to need redstone and draconium and awakened draconium. You're going to need all of that still. So if I place my energy core down, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of the exterior blocks that I now have over here. Let's just get rid of these. Oh, I literally deleted the core. That was not supposed to happen. This is the weird part with using that breaking mechanic. All right. Anyways, I'm going to get this cleared up. So now that we have this set up, let's see if I can't go ahead and talk about this. So we have the different tiers when we right click on this. And it's not up till tier 5 that you have to worry about your advanced stabilizers being the way that they are. So you can actually get away with a single block, a single energy core, and that would be fine. So it's not up till you get to 5. Now, I need to go up to 8, and it says right now that it is invalid. Let's see, advanced core stabilizers required. Stabilizers are invalid, which is kind of unfortunate because I really wanted these stabilizers to work. And I think they're going to have to be 16 blocks or so away from this. I kind of calculated it within 16 blocks of this, so I'm going to give that a try. So here we go. So I was able to definitely get this within 16 blocks, and it definitely is. You have to keep these within 16 blocks of this. So just moved out 5 more blocks, and this should now recognize the fact that the stabilizers are valid. And this is as far away as I could possibly get the stabilizers. And I want them far away because when they're close up, the top tier sphere kind of looks, I don't know, it looks chunky, and I want these beams to be as far away as possible to kind of make it look like they're actually beaming to it. And yeah, otherwise you kind of lose your beams. So with this top tier, this is basically an infinite storage. I would not be able to do top tier normally this quickly. So, but top tier is definitely what you want to go for. I could almost guarantee filling up a tier 7 pretty quickly. As soon as you have, like, you know, any type of significant power gen in this pack. Like 25 million RF you can generate in this pack quite easily, and that would fill up like a tier 7 pretty quickly. It's kind of crazy it's kind of crazy the difference between a tier 7 and then this tier 8. So now that we have this, what actually do we need to get to that tier 8? Well, tier 8 is going to require 36 energy core stabilizers. So that's basically, yeah, we already have those set up. We need 786 draconium blocks. Yeah, so we should have those. And then we need 378 awakened draconium blocks. So let's get to this, right? So you might be thinking to yourself, do I seriously have to place all of these? Actually, no, actually you're pretty nice. So if I do the build guide, we can activate this. And if you do want to build it yourself, you're more than likely, I mean, you can go ahead and do that. I don't even know if this build guide actually functions. It's not showing anything. And it says core invalid. Oh, the core is what we're about to build. But anyways, you don't need the build guide. All you gotta do is hit assemble core. And yeah, it's gonna pull all the items out of your inventory to build this thing, which is pretty sick. This is man, I remember building this before this was a thing with Draconic. Before Draconic had this feature, I remember hand placing all of these to the build guide to make sure that I did this just right, because if you were just off by one block in the little hologram that it would give you, you were done. You were done. Basically it. Hopefully I have enough blocks. I think if not, the good thing is you can actually, like, if it runs out, it'll let you know where you're missing blocks, and you can actually click on one of these too to access the core. You don't have to break this or anything. So here we go. I think we have all of the blocks. Like, this would normally take a really long time to acquire all the awakened draconium. Like, we still have to fight the dragon, but normally if I didn't have EMC on the awakened draconium, this would take forever. So here we go. It is actually complete. We can activate this. And as you can see, this is the max tier draconium sphere. And like I said, I wanted this up here because if we come down here, this just looks just epic up there, right? It's just absolutely epic. Now figuring out some way to make this look like it's integrated into this thing, that's what I'm going to have to figure out. That's all part of building. Now, at the moment it's activated, right? Let me go ahead and deactivate this. And we actually need to extend out some blocks. So I'm not going to use these. They're actually kind of hard to break. So I'm going to grab some stone. We are going to need a few ways, a few things to get power in and out of this thing. I'm going to need, let's see if I can't find them, energy pylons. So 2 energy pylons should be enough for this. And we're also need glass. That's kind of the thing that's sort of missed on this. And so we put the glass on here, and then we're gonna need points and stuff. We're going to talk about how we're going to wire our network here in a minute. But at the moment, I just need to get them in. So we do want them a decent, you know, distance away. So I think right here is a good distance. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. And then I'll just on the other side make sure we get 6 out as well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're 6 blocks out. That's perfect. I'll go ahead and even break this just so we can see everything and get our pylons placed. Right, just like that. It'll be on the 6th block. I'm going to place the pylon here, and then same on the other side, place my pylon, and then I can remove everything. And then we'll get these set up, because this is how we're going to get power in and out of our Draconic Evolution energy ball. That's energy ball. That's what I like calling him. So I'm going to put the glass on the bottom. I think this actually looks better since we'll be viewing it from the bottom. So when you place the glass, that actually creates the ball. And when you click on the ball, you can see this is insert into here. this is going to be an extract. So if you're going to have one of each. So I'll have that one as an insert, and then I'll have this one as an extract, and we can extract the power from the tops or bottom of this. At this point, I can go ahead and activate this. Everything is just fine. And now that we have these cubes floating in midair, this is where we need to get into our network. So Flux Networks, let's talk about plugs and points. So we are going to be generating a new network, and this can get kind of confusing. I have made video after video explaining how to use basically use Flux Networks as a buffer, or create networks that work as a buffer. Because what we're going to need is two separate networks. We're going to need a network that inputs power or exports power into the, or imports power into the network, and then we need a separate network that pulls power from it. So let's go ahead and just hop on over to here, for example, because we need to actually change only a few of them. So this current network is set to main. We can actually go into the network settings and just go ahead and change this. This will change it network wide. And we'll call this import. In. Just to be super clear, this will be green and we'll apply it, and this network's called in. I'm going to go ahead and create a new network though called out. Make sure it is public, and I'm going to set it to red. As we can see, you know, that will be the network that's pulling power out. So when we want to put power in, our main in network is going to be a flux point. So we are going to be sending all of our power now into this pylon. And so we need to use a point. And then this point is going to be on the in network. As you can see, it's already starting to send all the extra power in. Perfect, right? And when we click on this, by the way, we can see what it's linked to. That's those extra particles. Now, our extra network now is going to use a plug, and all of the power sources that we create after this point need to be connected to the in network. And we should never have another plug that is going to be on our out network, because this is, you know, pulling everything out of our buffer. So we'll create that, make sure we disable the limit. We can go ahead and leave chunk loading on. Everything should be fine. And now anything that needs power, such as our refined storage or any of our other networks back at our base, well, we need to change that now to our out network. So there should be a lot of things that are gonna need that. Refined storage, all of these are gonna need to be changed. So this, for example, up here, this network now needs to be set to out. And by doing that, we are now effectively using all of our excess power. All of our excess power is going to be stored in our nice Draconic ball. So that's basically how the network works. I'm hoping that's understandable. So we need to make sure all of these are changed. Even the stuff in here, all of these are actually on things. Like we have points down here. These all need to be changed to the out because they're going to be consuming power, and so on and so forth. So after converting everything in my base that I could think of, at least I think I got everything, we can now actually access our ball. So one way we can do it is just walk up and click it, or we can click these over here. And it's telling us down here that, well, to fill this up is going to take basically 166,000 years and so many days. And it tells us our input, and I just love the little extra thing down here that puts it into a real world time frame, which is kind of funny. Now it's almost infinite, and you can see right here we haven't even touched anything, but at least we can see how much power we have currently stored so far, and how much we're storing. We're storing the majority of our power, which is kind of crazy, actually. Considering, yeah, that's kind of crazy. But because we have all that power, well, I might as well upgrade our refined storage so I can go ahead and have that cross-dimensional upgrade, right? Let's see. I think it's, yeah, the range. So yeah, I might as well make this dimensional card. Why not? And go ahead and upgrade that. That'll save me a little bit. Pop down here. I think that's, yeah, that's right here. throw that in. I don't think we need both. Do we need both? I don't think so. I mean, I can test it out. Let's test this out. We're about to be further than 16 blocks away. All I gotta do is go to the nether, right? Hit up to the nether. And we should be good. Just bam, right into the nether. And I can access it. So that is perfect. We now have cross-dimensional access. Ah, so nice. And this is going to be consuming, you know, a little bit more of the power. I think close to 8,000 RF is what this does. I think the base one is 4,000. This one's 8,000. So yeah, kind of up there in the power market. Yeah, 8,000 is what this is using. So at this point now, we have a dragon to slay, as one of these upgrades require, or the main upgrade for our actual Draconic shield does require us to take on that said dragon. So as you can see, dragon heart. But before I do that, I actually want to make some of the tools, because eventually I want to get the dragon staff of power. And I'm gonna like go for that. I think I have everything to be able to make this. Yeah, nothing is really blocking me from making the Draconic staff of power. Let's see, this does 12 base damage. This does 15. Not super crazy, but we do have other means of killing said dragon as well. So I'm slowly but surely working on all these. As you can see, I have all of the wyvern tools built up. And actually, I have this set up so that way, really all I have to do is take a hopper, and I can semi-automate this by just placing a hopper on top and literally throwing all of these in. And as soon as they land in here, which they should, unless they're being locked. You know what? They might actually be they might actually be locked because of the redstone that's pulsing through here. But anyways, yeah, it's gonna go through. It should start the craft, as you can see there, ready to go. And then to make the actual main tier, this actually requires 10 individual things. And then I also want to, let's see, I did make all of the tools, but not all the tools are required for the actual staff of power. But yeah, so I'm going to end up with like the hoe and everything else. But I am going to be upgrading all of those to Draconic. So to make this powerful staff, all I have to do is throw these items in. And by the way, these are really cool. They have like a kind of a glow going on, as you can see there. So they're all placed in, all ready to go. Last but not least, this, and we are making ourselves a staff. This is going to require a bit of power. As you can see, it's charging here. I think the limiting factor on the charge potentially might be this. Maybe, I don't actually know. Disable limit, that's not going to really matter too much either. But yeah, this just requires a whole lot of power. Yeah, 256 million RF is what's required to make this. But as you can see how quickly that power gets fed in here. And I think a lot of this is actually coming directly from this. Let's see. Oh, this needs to be set to out. That'll probably start charging faster. Yeah, there we go. I forgot about this one. This point. That was the one point that's connected to our output network. And there we go. Look at that. Oh, I've got to watch this craft. Like this is the staff of power. Now, by default, it's not crazy amazing, but when you hold this thing is so cool looking. I mean, oh man. And this thing is a pick. Like for it can break blocks. I believe it can break blocks. It's definitely maybe it needs some upgrades first before it can be really good. By default, it's not that great. It also has, oh, here's the dig speed modifier, 100%. That's the staff of power. That's all we have for right now. Dig speed's pretty slow. But there are upgrades for all of this. So let's go ahead and pull out what we do have. So we have an axe now, we have a hoe, and oh, I'm going to need a bow. I forgot to do my bow. So I definitely want to get my bow to Draconic tier. That is going to require, I think, 4 netherite, I think is what it was, and some other materials. Same stuff that we use for everything else. Yeah, I think the reason why this can't break is because, well, it needs a energy, right? So yeah, it insta breaks blocks now, like as soon as I gave it power. So yeah, it was definitely just needing power. Also punching and everything. All of these tools are actually going to need at least this to charge them. So I'm going to go ahead and throw all of those in there. Oh, by the way, this also needs to be moved over to our out network. And that out network is going to charge things much, much faster. So some of these draconic upgrades, like the ones for our bow, for example, here, this one requires a splash potion of strength. And then later on are going to, I mean, so long as we have the potion of strength, we're going to be able to make these projectile modifiers. Yeah, some of these things, like I said, they require different potions. So I'm working on crafting up all of these potions, you know, very simple, just making some standard awkward potions, so on and so forth. If I learn the potions, then yeah, that's going to be really nice. I love that these have EMC value to them. So I've been working on handcrafting all of these modifiers, and I have them basically all done now. So I have the damage modifiers. I believe this goes all the way up and uses Dragon's Breath, right? So this is crazy because this is a 1 modifier right here, right? And we have 64 of them. At the moment, we see this is 15. This has a 15 attack damage. This adds 8 attack damage per. And because of the way this is set up, I should be able to fill this with them. I don't know if there's a max. Can I just fill this whole thing with these attack modifiers? That would be insane, right? Like, is this... Oh my gosh. Yeah, energy transfer. See, I don't know if putting these in is necessarily a good thing. Like, is this feasible? Like, to have 391... what's the output? Does it actually say what the output energy needed? It only uses 2. Okay. So technically this should work. This should basically one-shot this should come close. All right, this should come really close to one-shotting the dragon. All right, let's get some crystals up in here and let's get this dragon respawned. So I know this is almost laughable because this should, I mean, it should kill the dragon like instantly. I mean, come close. But honestly, let's just put it to the test. We'll see. We'll see what it does. All right, so with the dragon spawned, let's just try it. Let's try it right here. Oh, I couldn't hit it. Get a little closer. Wow, half. Okay, that's over half of its. Yeah, we're gonna kill it before it even has a chance to reach in. We won't even have to worry about the regen crystals. Oh no. That's nuts. All right, let me get close enough. There we go. Yeah. Didn't even have a chance, honestly. I mean, to be expected, though. To be expected. I got my heart, and now we can only do even more powerful things with this. Just crazy. Just crazy. Let's get our shield. So now that we have that heart, all we got to do is make our shield core, which was our shield controller, which is this thing right here. So there's our base shield module, and then the controller, which requires Draconic, requires those cores, by the way. Keep that in mind. It is not cheap. And, well, I think we should be fairly well at the moment. Not 100% because we still would want to basically fill this entire thing with even more controllers and upgrades and all that fun stuff. But as you can see right here, we should now, once this is equipped, actually have a shield. So there we go. Our shield is now generating good old classic Draconic. And when things hit us, it'll make kind of a tinging sound as it slowly removes our entropy, I believe is what it's called. Something like that. Yeah, as you can see, the stuff just bounces off. Yeah, and then we start to really take damage once that green bar disappears. But all it takes is some upgrades and we will have just like this, it'll be, we can have it do whatever we want so long as we, you know, adjust the modules. Also, now that we have a shield, I mean, we actually have a shield. Like, this is what we look like now. So of course, guys, I wasn't going to leave you hanging. Of course, I wanted to get a setup going. So it looks like these guys were suspended, and this is just beautiful. I love this. I went ahead and made it look like these were like massive pillars hanging off the wall, supporting this massive beam and supporting this entire energy ball. Oh, it's so cool. I love this. Looks so much better at night as well. And the fact that I love these big chains from the decorative blocks. I really wish Minecraft had bigger chains. I mean, there's ways of making bigger chains, but they just end up looking massive. These are like perfect size for these kind of builds. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed and learned something in today's video. Of course, I do, however, want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. So all of that support is thanks. Let's see, where do I want to put this? I just want to give a huge thanks to, of course, MUGS. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member. Not just a Discord premium member, but the highest tier Discord premium member. You absolute boss. I do appreciate the amazing support. And of course, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to click that subscribe button. And if you learned something, comment down below what you learned, what was new. And of course, guys, if there's any awesome stuff that you would love to see maybe covered in this mod pack, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to show off some new stuff that maybe you guys just don't know about. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for your amazing support recently. I absolutely love your face, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, thanks for watching.